Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Monday, December 7th. Hey, I hope you had a great weekend. Friday was a great day for Statler Financial in the community of Highlands County. Hey, you can see here, we were able to get I tell you, pickup load truckloads full of food and non-perishable items for the New Testament mission. Thank you to everybody that came out and participated in our shred day, where we had a shred truck here ready to shred your documents. Everything went really smoothly, and we were able as a community to benefit the New Testament mission. I want to thank everybody that came out and donated for that and got your stuff shredded. So, hey, it was a win-win for everybody. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it. And to beat it all, we really had a good time. So thanks for coming out, and look forward to our conversation today. I got a short period of time before we head into continuing education. I have a tax class for the next 2.5 days. So I'll be rushed a little bit in the morning, but looking forward still to giving you that update on the markets and your money every Monday or every morning. Thanks. Hey, Dave will be with us here coming up next.
21 here before 9 from 105.7 Highlands Light FM. This is the time of the morning we always check in and find out what's going on Wall Street, because we want you to be warned if it's going to be a bad day, and, well, maybe partake in happy hour if it's going to be a good day. That's why we're here, all right? Downtown Sebring, we go to the offices of Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler standing by. Phillip, it was so good to see you for a few hours on Friday. That was a fun shred day on Friday afternoon.
Yes, sir. It really was. We had a great time. We really did a lot of good that day. I got the final numbers. We actually shredded 5,700 pounds of material, and we were able to give 2 pickup truckloads full of non-perishable food items to the mission, as well as about $265, I think.
Cool beans. I'm really glad. Not only did we help a lot of needy people around town, we helped a lot of people who otherwise might be a little bit at risk as far as identity theft. And I call that the double whammy of a good day, don't you?
Absolutely. I think it was a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. Our mission here this morning is to bring you up to date as to what's going on with money and to set the table. It was a good day on Friday on Wall Street, just like it was at the Financial Services Office, because the Dow set a new record. It was up 249 points. Standard & Poor's up a new record, up 32 points. NASDAQ's lagging behind because, well, they had party time earlier, but still they were up by 87 points. All in all, a real good day. I've got some folks saying maybe that's our Santa Claus rally a little early. Others are saying it's not, but it looks like we might take a few profits today, one way or the other.
Well, it's definitely looking like a profit-taking Monday, at least at the open, given that we closed at record highs on Friday, at least in 2 of the major indexes. So I suspect that we're seeing some profit-taking, and we'll see how that really triggers, if it triggers any computer trading. That's always the key, is does it fall enough that it triggers anything from a selling standpoint, or it could trigger a buying episode again too if it gets down low enough.
Yeah, we dip. It sometimes makes the computer say, ooh, wow, buy stuff. I'm getting such a split vote reading my analysts on the different sites that I look at. Some of them are saying, well, the Santa Claus rally arrived early, so expect people to hit the doors. And some of the other ones are saying that, well, we got a lot more room to grow. You and I have been talking about this. The economy is growing. It's going in the right direction, not as fast as anybody would dream. But does it really deserve the level of exuberance we've had for the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, that's an area that I'm like you. I don't know that we really deserve the bump that we've seen in November, right? So because a lot of people said, hey, the Santa Claus rally really came early. It was the month of November. It was really a Thanksgiving rally, and that maybe we're done. But hey, the first week of December didn't really indicate that. There still seemed to be a little steam left, and we'll have to see after today's profit taking if it gives the traders reason to jump back in and start moving this thing higher again.
Exactly. I mean, I will always happily wear the badge as being a financial optimist, but at the same time, I've got I got eyes to see as well. And party time. That is not time. It's not time for a blowout party. It is time to be optimistic. But when I start seeing record closes with 6.5% unemployment rates, I kind of wonder whether we're getting a little bit ahead of the horse.
Well, that's right. You and I've been talking about that for a while now, and it is definitely feeling that way right now. But hey, there's pent up demand. There's no interest rates out there where you can get anything on your money in the interest rate market. So I think all of that leads to people being willing to take more risk, which could continue to drive this thing up.
Absolutely. Other things that are going to be affecting the way investors behave today. One of them, of course, is Europe because, well, they're still engaged. How many years have we been talking about Brexit anyway? They're finally declaring divorce. And while we don't have specifics as to what's going on because they aren't really talking all that much, let's face it, the British, the French, and the Germans have never gotten along all that well to begin with. So the Brits all of a sudden want to be part of the European Union as far as trading is concerned. They just don't want to put up with any of the other stuff. And the French and the Germans are kind of holding out. This is just going to be messy until they finally end up doing the break, isn't it?
I think so. And I think probably one of the key elements that made them really decide to do this was trading. And then they didn't want to change their currency, right? They didn't want to go to the euro from the British pound. And I think that weighed pretty heavy on this whole deal.
Yeah, like I said, the Brits and the French and the Germans don't get along that well to begin with. Now we've got the Brits saying, "Well, we want all the benefits. That means like tariff-free trading and all of this. We want to get along on that front. We just want to do everything our way for once you cross the pond." It just the European Union is kind of telling them to get bent, and the Brits are saying, "You need us." And it's going to be ugly until the bitter end. And now there's a little more upset in the process because President Trump has always been foursquare in the notion of, don't worry, Great Britain, we're going to be there for you. We're going to be your biggest trading partner. We'll prop you up. Well, now all of a sudden, President Trump, anyway, probably isn't going to be there in January. And that doesn't help the British marketing position as far as negotiating.
No, it really doesn't, because Biden will have definitely a different slant on trade. So that could definitely hamper them, in terms of trade and being able to have an upper leg, maybe you might say.
It could very well be. The other thing that's affecting markets today is Dr. Deborah Birx, who's one of the two big faces in the medical community on the COVID-19 thing, gave a little interview over the weekend, and she termed the COVID-19 second wave breakout we're going through now as, quote, unquote, the worst event this country will ever see. That might be a little bit of overstatement, but it certainly isn't anything but upsetting to people that are looking at where to put their money, is it?
Well, that's true. I mean, I think I go back to World War I, World War II. I would have thought those would have been, much worse than what we're seeing now in terms of, especially in terms of economics, right? And loss of life, maybe not, but percentage-wise, maybe so. I obviously haven't done the research to determine that, but hey, it's all about what the Fed's continuing to try to do to prop up this economy, as well as the Congress is trying to put together a policy here of a relief, not a stimulus, but a relief package to help kind of put that together and help relieve some of the folks out there.
And it needs to be said that over the weekend, both sides on the negotiations were making hopeful noises. We've got no results, but at the very least, they're still talking nice about each other, which is always a good news. We got a little bit of information as far as companies, maybe not any final reports, but some re-ratings and company tidbits that you ran across getting ready for this morning, don't we?
Yeah, we do. The one that interested me the most was Ford. Ford, we talked earlier about their new Bronco SUV. Well, they're pushing it out a little bit to the summertime. I guess they've had a little bit of pandemic-related problems from a supply chain standpoint, Dave, because you and I were thinking beforehand, why would you put it off? But evidently there's some supply chain issues to get it done, because they got 90,000 pre-orders, people that have actually put deposits down on this new Bronco, but they're not going to start production until this summer. And so that's, I think, affecting the Ford stock this morning, they're down about 1%.
Besides, they couldn't get O.J. Simpson to come to an endorsement contract on it, right? It is confusing with that many pre-orders and whatnot. Other things going on.
There's not a lot else out there. Today is, I think, best I can tell, the vaccine will start to be used. I think today, actually, in England, and so that's helping Pfizer. I think a little bit up 1%. They are, it's Pfizer's vaccine that's the first one to market right now, and so we'll have to see if those other Moderna and those guys can get theirs through the process of over in England, and see if they can get theirs up and running. And then obviously here in the United States, we need to get everything up and running.
Understood. If memory serves, the 10th is the date the FDA board meets to consider the emergency use application, so keep your fingers crossed for this Thursday. Resetting the table for the morning, green ink on Friday, 45 minutes before we open this morning. Phillip, what are we doing?
So right now, I think we still have kind of a split, hit the right button here, a split situation right now. We've got the Dow and the S&P negative, and both of them are down by almost 0.3%. And we have NASDAQ is, I'll say green, but it's a very, 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 very light shade of green. I mean, it's up $1.75, but it's green, and the other two aren't. So that's a good sign. On the commodities front, we kind of have a mixed bag there too. In other words, so we've got silver down 1%. We got gold up 0.1%, nowhere near its 1900 and above highs, but still mid 1800s. And then crude oil, I don't know if this is higher than what it was when we talked last time, but it's down a 1.25%. It's at 45.70 a barrel right now.
Now, the upper ranges of the 45 is a trading range we can live with. World markets, Asian rim markets, generally off at the close, probably again profit-taking. Europe is mixed. All of a sudden, Great Britain turned the corner. They're very slightly green. Germany is slightly off this morning, midway through their day. Phillip, let's get a phone number out to get people to get advice to figure out how to stabilize and maybe even capitalize on this current market situation. How do I find you?
Absolutely, Dave. They can give us a call at 863-382-0037. They can go to my website, statlerfinancial.com. There's a link there if they want to schedule a time to visit with us to determine how much risk they have in their current portfolio. And then catch us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 7:30.
And then back again here tomorrow morning on Light FM. Phillip, thank you so very much. You have a good day, all right?
All right, man. You too.
Thank you, my friend. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I hope your week is off to a great start. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.